So let's talk about some specific things you should be ready for in your larger interview loop at a technical company of some sort. So as you go through the interviewing process, you're going to be interviewed by a variety of different kinds of people. You'll be interviewed by fellow engineers, higher level architects or principal engineers, probably managers, and most likely your own potential manager in the future, and also someone like me, someone who's just there to maintain consistency in the company's hiring practices, somebody who's a very experienced interviewer who is going to be really looking at the whole cross section of your skills. My job as what we called a bar raiser at Amazon was to sit in on technical interviews across the entire company and make sure that we were enforcing consistent standards in our hiring. And to do that, I had to touch on everything. I would ask people, write some code, design a system, tell me stories about how you handled challenging problems in the past. How do you think about things? All of it, right? So when someone's asking you those sorts of questions, remember that person probably carries a lot of weight in the hiring decision. At Amazon, at least, I was the guy who ran those hiring meetings and really led the discussion as to whether or not we would hire a given person. And I had the power to veto a decision if I felt it was appropriate. So watch out for that one. So, throughout the entire experience, of course, you'll be asked to demonstrate your technical skills. That includes coding at the whiteboard or a virtual whiteboard, if you will, and also system design problems that we've been focusing on throughout this course. You will also be asked to tell stories about your past experience. So you'll be asked about tough problems you had to solve. Be prepared to dive deep on how you solve them. Thinking back to my own first interview at Amazon, they asked me about a little thing that was on my resume where I designed a system that was related to computer graphics. I didn't expect them to ask me about it, but by going into depth on it, they could see that I actually got excited about my novel solution to this problem, and I could talk about it in depth as to how it worked. And more importantly, I could explain how it worked to somebody who knew nothing about that domain, right? So it was also an opportunity to demonstrate my communication skills in the process of telling this story about a very low-level technical solution. That's also something they're looking for. How well do you communicate? Can you talk about technology with a non-technical audience? And also, this is just as important, they're looking for your fit with the company's values. So you need to do some research ahead of time. What are the company's values? What do they want to see in the individuals that work for them? What are they evaluating people on? And how do you fit those expectations? And again, have stories ready to tell them how you embody those values that they state that they have. So what are they really looking for in terms of perseverance? Let's dive into that a little bit more deeply. What they want to see is evidence of independent thought. Can you research solutions to new problems on your own? Can you invent things? Can you come up with new novel solutions to new problems that nobody's ever seen before? Having stories ready to go about that would be awesome. Can you learn things independently? There is nothing more annoying than a new hire who demands help on every single thing that they're asked to do when they could just look it up on the internet, right? So if you are faced with a new technology to learn, can you just go learn it on your own? Hey, Udemy and online courses can help with that, by the way. But have some evidence of where you had to do that, where you were faced with a new technology and you just dove in and learned how to do it and you did it, right? That's what they want to see. And just demonstrate grit. Never give up. Never surrender, to quote Galaxy Quest. Do you have the grit to see challenging problems through to completion? They would love to hear stories about how you were faced with learning a new technology and solving a new problem. And not only did you learn it, but you applied it and you deployed a system that actually worked and solved a real world problem. That's what they're looking for.